Hello YouTubers, this is Anubifier. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about lore in Star Citizen and lore for your own organization and how it could actually be a lot of fun. So I'm not normally an MMORPG kind of guy, so I'm not used to that type of guild or platoon that is interested in Sir, Yes Sir and all of the other, I think it's a little weird, but I do think that a mild bit of lore, a little bit of a backstory, can make it more fun for everyone who's playing and also give you more of a sense of pride and ownership in your organization. So for the last couple of weeks I've been working on the lore for Enemy Contact, which is currently my organization. We go back in real life. We're a bunch of people that I actually know, and we used to play some first-person shooter games back in the day. So I haven't decided where I want to take us yet, if I want to join a large organization and be absorbed into it, or if I want to try to just make allegiances with other organizations and play that way. However, in the meantime, I thought it would be good to get a sense of identity, and as I said, it's supposed to be fun. So my recommendations, I've been taking some notes along the way, and here they are. Choose one person to act as a main editor. Just like a newspaper, that one person kind of drives where the story goes, and that person should be the one that comes up with the basic framework for who the org is, where they came from, and where they're going to go. You can use current stories in the media as inspiration. There's tons of resources to draw from, such as Firefly, Serenity, Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, the Aliens multiple trilogy thing, Babylon 5, Stargate. I mean, the sky's the limit. You really, there's a lot to draw upon. Books. There's some really great old stories that can be modified to be fitting to your org. So start with that, and then you go from there. Normally, because this is a military-based game like Squadron 42, the whole idea is, you leave active service and you go into the verse. That could manifest as you leave with a group of people from active service at the same time, like that you knew each other, or that individual left service and decided to open up his own company and then acquired help along the way. Whatever you decide, make sure that it's what everyone else is going to think is good, because this is supposed to be a sense of pride and ownership. This is supposed to make people happy, and they have to be on board with the story. So now's the time to get into TeamSpeak if you have it, and get all of your org mates together, and make sure that everyone's happy with the idea. Ask for suggestions and take notes and adjust the story so that it makes more sense. Encourage your org mates to think about that lore, and if you have to stop and say we'll be coming back in a day, coming back in 4 days, or whatever makes sense, and then continue to flesh it out. There's no need to rush this process, but it shouldn't necessarily take a lot of time. With some careful planning, you should be able to hammer out a basic framework and then carry on from there. Remember to be open about the idea that not everyone is interested in generating lore. Some people just want to fly their spaceship around in circles, and that's cool. It's not important at the end of the day. It doesn't actually change the game, and it doesn't necessarily make that person a bad teammate. It's just that they don't care about the lore. So it's really important, if you want some kind of a believable lore, that you have to know your timeline. You have to research all the existing lore, and you have to kind of go 2 feet into it. Get into the RSI website. There's a lot of YouTube videos about timelines. One of them I'm going to link in there. It was particularly helpful. But yeah, your story needs to make sense with the existing history of Earth, or our future in real life. So don't write yourself into any major history. You don't become the president of some country somewhere, because that would not make sense with the rest of the lore. You can be great, but you should be gray. Like, if you do something incredible, make sure that something incredible wouldn't necessarily alter the timeline or make yourself unnecessarily important. Have fun, but make sure that your story makes sense. It's important to continue to research and edit it as you go along. If someone notices some inconsistency, then that person, it's basically behooves them to inform the editor and make sure that they offer a correction to make sure that timeline actually makes sense. I feel that I'm at the point now where I'm going to start beating a dead horse. You guys know what to do. Have a good time. Have fun with your lore. Make sure it jives. Do some research. And most importantly, this type of thing I think is really helpful if you're trying to recruit people or grow your base. People come, have a look at your org. They look at what you've done. They look at where you're going. And they get a good idea that maybe this org is going to be a good group of people because they actually give a shit. The main page I think is going to be changing in the near future. I know CIG has planned to make modifications and improve the org page that we have on the RSI website. So I'm really looking forward to see how that works out and what other options we get. I know that there's a plan for Fleet View and that type of thing. So if you found this video interesting or helpful, please hit me with a like and a subscribe so I know that it's working. And I would actually really like to see what lore you guys come up with. So if you're interested, down in the comments, if you could link me to your org, I'd like to see what you guys have come up with. So see you in the verse.